Hello and welcome to our day 13 of 28. My name's Antoinette, and tonight's practice is going to be a traditional practice. We'll be using equipment-wise a mat, 2 blocks, a strap, and something to pad your knees. So welcome. Yes, for We'll start off tonight in child's pose. Just mixing it up a little bit. Child's pose or puppy pose, your choice. As we start off in child's pose or puppy pose, keeping the eyes closed or just gaze down toward the mat. Taking a moment to either let the knees be wide and the buttocks to go back to the heels. Display the fingertips out, and then let like you're going to play the piano, draw the energy up so that the fingertips are touching the mat. You have a little dome of your palm. Notice if that changes any sort of sensation in the upper part of the back, in your shoulders. Then pad your hands and allow the shoulders, the forearms to rest on the mat for just a moment. Come into a little bit of a restful sort of posture. And breathe. You could sway side to side or just stay still. It's not only in moving that creates these new starting points, but sometimes it takes a subtle shift in perspective. An opening of the mind, an intentional pause and reset, a new route to start to see new options and possibilities, and to be courageously imperfect in this process. Walk your hands over toward the right side of the mat and reach longest with the left pinky finger. Forearms come off the mat now, so you're really reaching and lengthening to find a bit of a stretch. Maybe in the top of the shoulder head on the left side, or maybe it runs down the outer part of the arm. We walk our hands back to the midline, sinking the chest low, and then coming over to the left side of the mat as we reach longest with our right pinky finger. And again, maybe the energy travels up and you feel that right shoulder head. With the generous breath in and out, feeling the expansion of the chest, and then coming back to the midline as you walk the hands back, and then we'll come on to tabletop. With our knees hip width distance apart, our hands starfish in front of us. Let's take just a circle of the hips so that we feel the right side or left side as we dial our way around, and then back again. Breathing as you go, lingering in a place one side or the other. If you wanted to sway side to side, you could. Just kind of creating the movement that resonates with you, what you need. As I mentioned, maybe lingering on one side or the other if that feels tight. We're going to take our left foot behind us to start. Splay the toes of that left foot out and push back on the left calf. As you come up toward the top of the mat, squeeze your left buttock as you come up maybe on the great toe, or maybe you bend the toes and come onto the shoelaces part of the feet and then push back again. Windshield wiper that left heel over toward the left corner of the mat. Maybe you take your right hand to your hip and you sink into that left side or not. And then we'll come back to that midline and shoot the heel over toward the right corner of the mat. Kickstand that right foot off the mat. Now pad your left foot. You can grab your block so that you can bring the floor up to you if you want. Again, just creating a little more distance and then rising up, reaching up and extending. So rooting down, with the right hand and rising up with that left arm. And then maybe starting to take that left arm slightly behind you for deepening the stretch as you open up the front part of the chest. We'll send the left arm up and over the body now. See if you're able to press in with the outside edge of that left foot and then rise up, reach up and extend and let the energy travel up to the fingertips if you're shooting sparks out of your fingertips. We're going to take our left hand to our hip, take that left foot up to hip height, parallel the great toe to the mat so that you feel a nice extension now. Make a circle like you're going to paint the face of an analog clock in one direction and then the other. Just moving slowly. You're using your abdominal core to create that motion. Roll back again, opposite direction. And then move it again. So you can go as big or as small as it feels good to you tonight. And then drop that left foot down gently. Reach up and extend with the left arm. And then let's windmill it up and over, looking over to table, back on the other side. Right foot's going to come out. Take the great toe down and bend the other toes as you push back on that right calf. Come up onto the great toe. As you do, maybe you're squeezing your right buttock, engaging that right leg, and then onto the shoelaces part of the foot just to bend the toes. We're on our mats tonight. We'll take the right heel to the right corner of the mat and then hinge in if you want to, taking your left hand to your left hip. And that nice stretch along the outer part of the muscle. Right heel is going to come over toward the left corner of the mat. We're going to kickstand out that left foot and bring our left hand to the block. Pad the sole of that right foot as you reach and extend with the right arm. So again, as you reach down, almost like you're barely touching that left hand, it's light. You're using the right arm to send the energy up toward the ceiling to really lengthen the body. Take that right arm slightly behind you as you open up, feeling the chest expand. And then we're going to take that right arm up and over the body. Tomorrow we're going to do heart openers for Valentine's Day. Opening up the chest. Starting to take that right hand back down to the hip. We're going to shoot that right foot up toward hip height or in the direction of hip height. Sometimes it's only in our mind's eye. If you were down here, that's okay. Maybe it's up here, you're okay. We're letting the great toe be parallel with the mat. And then just like we did before, then you're going to paint the face of a clock, slowly make your way around the numbers, and then go in the opposite direction. Notice that you need to use your core, switch again, to make your way around. One last time, change that direction. And then bring that right foot down. Right arm's going to come up and over the body. And then we're going to windmill it over and down, coming back to the table. We're going to bring ourselves to a plank pose. We've been doing planks every single day, which is incredible. So we're going to come down to forearms. We're going to find our shoulder width apart by taking our hands to our elbows and then coming back into the Sphinx posture of the body. Sending our pelvis down to the floor. Shoelaces part of the feet on the mat just to start, so that we're stretching here. We're starting to draw the elbows in toward the midline as we take the chest forward, taking a look toward the top of the mat, and breathing here for a nice stretch. This also places our elbows right underneath our shoulders for strength and stability. And then we'll tuck the toes under, start to dip the pelvis like your scorpion's tail. So you're sending the pelvis down toward the floor as you start to concave the stomach. So you're using your core to strengthen out without even lifting your hips above the mat. So you can stay here, engaging the core, or if you want, take one hip off, and here we are in our plank. We start to tuck the tailbone under, so we're really using the core strength to come into this posture. This is really good to build the muscles in the core that can help keep us upright and vertical, help protect our spine. If you notice that you start to come back into that natural S shape of the back, See if you're able to hollow out the belly a little bit more by rounding the back, and find that breath in and out. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing. I'm grateful for this breath. Push away from the elbows. You got this. Let's do one more good deep breath in and out. And then come on down. Come on to your belly. Take one hand on top of the other. Chin comes down to the top of the hands. We're going to bend that left knee and flex that left foot. Start to draw the left kneecap up off the mat. And hold that here. If you wanted to take your forehead down to the mat, you can do that. Hold that up. You're going to kick. Hello. You're going to kick that left, hold that left foot. Hello. Welcome. Off the mat. And hold that there for 3, 2, and 1. See if you can lift it up a little bit higher and hold that. Squeeze that left buttock. Now come all the way down. Left foot's going to come down. We're going to bend the right knee and flex the right foot. Take that right knee, cap up, right knee off the mat. And hold that here. Find your breath again. As we come back to the breath, so that we're focusing in, dialing in on what we're doing, but also just using the breath to anchor us down, to keep that right foot up. We're going to hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Shimmy the hips a little bit back and forth from side to side. And then let's go again, bending the left knee, flexing the left foot. We're going to draw it up, and now we're going to pulse it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that left foot down. Right foot's bent, right, flex the left right foot, bend the right knee, draw it up and pulse it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Shimmy the hips. We're going to come into Shalanbhasana. So this is also really good for the spine, for the core. We're going to start to draw our arms down beside us. So we're swinging the arms down. Your forehead is down on the mat. We're going to start off with the feet. So we're going to do this in stages. So taking that left foot off the mat. So we're taking the shoelaces part of the foot off the mat and the right shoelaces part of the foot off the mat. And we're going to hold that there for 3, and 2, and 1. Keep your forehead down on the mat so you're not compromising your neck. You're just listening to my words. Taking that left foot off the mat, right foot off the mat, and holding it there. So as you do that, add to the nuances of this by engaging your core. You're taking your navel back towards your spine. You're squeezing the buttocks, and you're shooting the toes out. Your palms are down, your head is down, and we're going to take both feet down. Now we're just going to add the arms, so keep your feet on the mat. Take your hands off the mat. And now roll the shoulders back so the shoulder blades come together. Engage your core now. Take your navel back towards your spine as you breathe. Your head's down. The only thing that's up are your arms. And we start to draw the pinky fingers like we have magnets attached to them toward the hips. So we're sending them out behind us. Take a good breath in and out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then come on down. Now we're just going to take the head off the mat. So you're looking down at the mat, you're taking your head off of the mat. And you're breathing here as you take your navel back towards your spine, you're engaging your core, but you're squeezing the buttocks, cheeks together. So you're sending the head up. Take one more good breath in, and then as you come down, pause. Take a little shimmy of the hips, and now let's bring it all together now. So, inhale, draw the feet up off the mat. Exhale. Inhale, draw the hands off the mat and send the shoulder blades together. And exhale. Inhale, draw the head off the mat. Keep your gaze down toward the mat. See if you're able to lift up like a mermaid's tail, the feet a little higher. Are you able to send the chest up a little bit higher? Take another good breath in and out. You've got this. And squeeze everything as hard as you can, and then come down. Great job. Send the hands back underneath the shoulder blades. You're just going to push the front part of the body up, coming into upward facing dog. And now we're going to come back gently, very slowly, into our child's pose or puppy pose. So remember, you can bring the knees out toward the edges of the mat, send the buttocks back toward the heels, or if this doesn't work for you, you can keep the hips high and sink the heart low. Coming into Anahatsana or puppy pose, sinking the heart low. I'm going to do Shavasana one more time, but I wanted to give us a little bit of a counterbalance of posture before we come back. So send the body back onto your stomach. Forehead's down on the mat. We're going to go one more time. Swing the arms down the side of your hips. Palms are on the mat. Shoelaces part of the feet are on the mat. And let's go. Take the feet up as you inhale. And exhale, keep them up. Inhale, drawing the hands off the mat. Shoot the fingertips back. And exhale. Inhale, sending the chest up, head up, but you're looking down at the mat, keeping the neck long, and exhale. Then draw everything up as high and mighty as you can, bringing the shoulder blades together. Magnets to your pinky fingers. You're squeezing your buttocks. You're reaching up, extending, and then come on down. Great job. Swim the hands back. Hand starfish right underneath the shoulder heads. We're going to hug the elbows in toward the midline. We're going to take our bodies up. Reach up, upward facing dog, and then come back into table. Great job. Take your left foot out. Right hand's going to come to the right corner of the mat. Inhale to lift, coming into bird dog. So reach and extend here. So again, your gaze is down to the mat. Our toes are down toward the mat. We're kicking out with that left heel. So see if you're able to drag in the air your left foot down back toward the back of the mat. Like someone's gently pulling you from your left heel. And see if you can kick it up a little bit higher so that you're squeezing and engaging that left buttock. Now take the elbow and the knee in toward one another. Hold that here. Concave the belly. And then reach out. So as you reach out is the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to draw the knee in toward the elbow. And then we're going to in to reach and lengthen. Last time. Exhale, draw it in. And inhale to reach and lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. And come down, hand and knee. Let's go right over to the other side. Left hand to the left corner. Right foot to the right corner, draw the leg and the arm up. And hold that here. Again, keep your gaze down toward the mat. Send your toes down toward the mat. And breathe. See if you're able to reach up a little bit higher. And breathe. Continue that breath in and out. Reaching and extending. Draw that right foot back toward the back of the mat, like someone's gently pulling that right heel. And then come on down. Great job. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So send your hands, one handprint in front of you. If you have the lines, you can send it toward the top line on your mat. We're going to tuck our toes under. Your toes are going to be at that first or second line on the back of your mat. And then we're going to start to draw our hips up. As we draw our hips up into downward facing dog, you can bend your knees generously. Maybe your hamstrings are really tight tonight. Then you can start to send one heel down and then the other heel. Add to that, taking the navel back toward the spine, we're sending our heart low. If this doesn't feel good, you can stay in tabletop. You can come back into your postures of bird dog that we were just doing. So for some of us, being upside down doesn't feel good, so don't do it. Taking one heel down and then the other. Come up onto the ball of the feet if you want, and then come back down again. You're playing around with this posture. Send the weight toward the forefingers and the thumbs. So you're not dumping everything into the heel of the hand, and then let's start to walk the feet toward the hand. Have your blocks up at the top of your mat. Hands on the blocks to start. And we'll just pedal the feet. We'll take one heel up and then the other. Again, feeling the calves opening. You can have a gentle bend in the knee. The head can be down. You can shake the head yes or no. And then let's slowly roll the body up. Coming up with deep inhale. Reach and extend as we inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Finding stillness. So as we balance, focus on the pictures behind me, not on me, so that you can focus on something non-moving in front of you. Take either a simple kickstand by taking your left toes up, or if you're ready, draw that right knee up. And balance here for just a moment as you inhale in and exhale out. Let's kick out that right foot and hold it for 3 and 2, 1. Draw that right knee back and step back into your warrior 1. So that back foot now, if you look at your mat, it's at 45 degrees. You can take your left foot to the first mark on the mat if you want. Reach and extend. That helps you find your way so that you have some good alignment here. As we rise with deep inhale, clasp the hands together, steeplechase the fingertips and sit them up toward the ceiling. Reach and extend. Like you're going to paint a circle. So we've been doing a few circles tonight. I was kind of inspired by the mandala. And then go in the opposite direction. Using your core. Shoot the arms back up as you inhale, then send the fingertips over to the left side of the mat so that you have a nice stretch, going all the way down to that right great toe. Come on up as you inhale. Exhale down just your right arm. Keep that left knee bent and see if you're able to get into that left knee a little bit more by bending into it. Use that quadricep muscle. Find that strength and stability. Squeeze your right buttock muscle in the back. Find length. And start to lengthen out that left leg, flex the left foot, and rise up. You're going to touch the ceiling with your left hand. Wave that left hand over to the right side for a stretch. And then let's come back as we bend the left knee. Rise up as we inhale. On the exhale, let's push up, forward. Right foot comes to meet the left. Stillness. Inhaling and exhaling into Tadasana. Good deep inhale, rise up, reach up, and go right over to the other side. Exhale, either left toe touches, and here you are, or left knee comes up. And the toes of that right foot out, so you find that base a little bit wider. Let's kick out with that left foot and hold that for 3, 2, and 1. Bend the left knee and step back into warrior 1. So right foot can go over to that right mark. Left foot can come back so that it's parallels with that left line on the back, 45 degrees. Reach up. If you're tracking your right knee out toward the edge of the mat, see if you're able to move that in. Adjust yourself. Squeeze your left buttock. Reach and extend. Clasp the fingertips together. We're going to do another circle. Reach and extend, and then start to paint a circle on the ceiling. Hug the elbows in toward the head, the temples, and then go in the opposite direction. Use our core here. Shoot it back up, and then let's head over to the right side for a stretch. Come on up. And take the left hand down. Rise up as you reach up with that right arm. See now if you're able to sink into that right knee. Our right knee is right above our right ankle, so we find that alignment there. And then straighten out that right leg and flex the right foot. Reach and extend like you're going to touch the ceiling, and fan the hand over to the left side of the mat. So you feel that stretch along the right side of the body, and you're engaging your core. Come on up, both arms coming up as we inhale in. Exhale, push up. Left foot comes to meet the right. Good deep inhale. And then exhale. Inhale to rise, reach and extend. Exhale, hands to prayer. Right knee's going to come back up again. This time we're going to kick it forward, hold it, and then we're going to kick it back and hold it. So again, find something non-moving. Rise up on that left side. Let's kick forward and hold that for 3, 2, and 1. And then kick it back. So this is all at the beginning of our warrior 3, right? So warrior 3 is all the way here, right? But we're not going to be there yet. We're just going to be here. Hold that for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to push back. Warrior 1. Reach and extend. Good job. Inhaling in. And as you exhale, push off. Right foot comes to meet the left. Let's keep moving, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale to rise, reach and extend. Beautiful movement. Exhale, knee comes up. Inhale, grow taller on that right side, so you squeeze that right leg and then kick out and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. And then kick it back and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. And then step back. Warrior 1. Reach up and extend, both arms coming up. Inhaling. As you exhale, push off right, left foot meets the right. Inhaling. And exhaling back. You're going to step into warrior 2 now. So reach and extend, both arms coming up as you inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Left knee's going to come up. Inhale, grow taller. And as you exhale, with purpose, we're stepping all the way back into warrior 2. So that back foot is perpendicular to the right. Your back foot, you can bring it so that the inside arch is right in between the 2 lines. And your right foot is right along that middle line. And then let's find our warrior 2 arms. We find our drishti, our view over the right middle fingers. If you want, you can take your block at its tallest point and place it right on the inside edge of that foot. Rise up with that arm as we flip our front palm and reverse our warrior. And just like we were doing in our warrior 1, let's straighten out that right leg now. So engage your core and start to flex that right foot. Reach and extend. If you wanted, like an archer, you could grab your wrist and then bring it behind you. Nice. And then let's come back forward. So bend that right knee again. Beautiful movement. And then we'll take our right forearm to the top of our thigh, but we're barely touching it. Or you can place your right hand on a block, your choice. So reach up and extend as you root down with that right arm, and then rise up with the left. See if you're able to get into that posture a little bit more. If you're here, you're barely touching, so you're using your core strength to reach and extend with that left arm. And now let's take the left arm up and over the body. So just like we were doing when we were in our side angle on our knee, here we are in a side angle now standing, so see if you can feel the outside edge of that left foot. We're going to circle our arms over and down so that we can come into a lunge. So come up onto the ball of that left foot, have your blocks, and frame your right foot. You're going to need to bring that right foot back just a bit so that the right knee is right above the right ankle. So you're on the ball of that left foot. You might need to hop it over just so that you have some good alignment. Be here for a moment just for a stretch. You can come up onto the ball of the feet or not. Pushing up and back. We're going to take our right hand to our right hip for a stretch. Take that right arm out if you want. And then fan that right hand forward, reach and lengthen. Right hand's going to come down. Left knee's going to come down now. Walk the blocks back. So you find some length and width and height, and then rise up. Good deep inhale here. And an exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hands come down. We come into half Hanuman. So we start to sink the hips backwards as we flex that right foot. We can walk our blocks back. So you feel you have the blocks on either side of your thing. You need some blocks. I'll get you some. And start to lengthen the body up. And then when you're ready, now hinge over so you feel and then stretch over the leg. You can hinge forward. Over that outstretched leg if you would like. You can walk the blocks up if you wanted to go deeper. This is your stretch. So feel what you feel. What you want to do. Drag that right foot back. We're going right over the other side. So left foot's going to come forward. We're going to walk the blocks back. You have two different, you have two different sizes, so it's hard, probably hard. We're going to frame that left foot, tuck the toes under on the right side, and then draw the right kneecap up off the mat. You can gently start to rock the weight slightly forward and back. That feels okay on the ball of your foot. Hinge in, take your left hand to your left hip. Yeah, socks are hard. You try to take your socks off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm good at this. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm so glad that you're practicing. It's hard to practice in socks. Be free on your mat. We're going to come back and then take our right kneecap down. We're going to start to straighten out that left leg and flex the left foot. And keep the body tall. This can be in a very intense posture, just like this, especially if you have hamstring issues. And then if you want to, start to hinge over that. So you can walk the block back. The blocks are there because it's bringing the floor up to you. So you don't have to have your hands on the mat. You feel the strength and stability of the block. You can walk the blocks from the top of the foot and hinge into this a little bit more. And then we're going to start to bend that left knee. We're coming back into a forward lunge. And then we'll drag that left foot back to meet the right. Move the blocks out toward the sides. We're going to come up into downward facing dog once more. But first, our last plank. So, forearms down or arms up, your choice. I'm going to go for arms straight tonight. So either you can be in forearm plank. So forearm plank, remember, if you're new to this, you have your hands in front of you. You find your shoulder width apart by taking your hands to your elbows. Then you take your hands out in front of you again. So that's you. Right? That gets you proper alignment so that you're not going to hurt yourself. Then you're going to start to drag your elbows in toward your midline as you shoot your chest forward so that you can get a good stretch from the Adam's apple going all the way down to the navel. Tuck the tailbone under. So you have a scorpion's tail. So you're scooping the tailbone under. I'm exaggerating what I'm doing right now. But that way you're engaging your core. Now tuck the toes under. Okay. Hug your elbows in toward your body. And now take your hips up off the mat. There you go. And breathe here. Breathe as you go. Scoop the tailbone under so you're squeezing your butt cheeks together. And hold that for 3, 2, and 1. Breathe. And hold it for 3, 2, 1. And breathe. Last one for 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Come on down. Take the hands, drag them so they're underneath the shoulder pads. Hug the elbows into the body. Send yourself into upward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, and then gently and slowly come back into downward facing dog. We're taking our hips up toward the ceiling. Our knees are generously bent. And then we're going to walk our feet toward our hands. We're going to do 2 more movements, and then we'll come back down for some stretching. Inhale to a half lift, hands to the shins. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, reach and extend. Exhale, hands to prayer. Find weight in your left foot. Toe touch that right foot. Inhale to rise as you either toe touch or keep that right knee up. Squeeze your left butt up. Kick out and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Bend that right knee, touch it back, and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. And now touch down. Reach up. Warrior 1. So that left foot shimmies over toward the left side of the mat. You can see that line. Right foot is at the back. Reach and extend. As you inhale. Then push off on the exhale. Right foot comes to meet the left as you inhale in, and exhale. Go to the other side. Rise, reach up and extend. Exhale, hands to prayer. Left knees and toe touch or come up. Inhale to rise. Exhale as you push off. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Come on back. Touch it back and hold it for 3, 2, and 1. And then land in warrior 1. You reach up. Inhaling, squeeze the butt up, and then push up. Left foot comes to meet the right. Let's make our way down to the mat as we inhale in and exhale into Tadasana. I'm going to take some straps out so that everybody has that reach and extend, both arms coming up. We'll exhale to forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, and exhale, come back with your buttocks on the mat and come into bridge posture. So bridge posture, knees are bent, back is on the mat. So stay here for just a moment. As you rest, I'm just going to pass out a couple of straps. A little stretching. So first we're going to be in bridge postures. So let's do a little bit of that. So first start off by palms are up. We find our heels with our fingertips, even if you're just kind of just barely brushing them. The knees are about hip width distance apart. We're scooping the tailbone up. And the buttocks are just maybe like a half an inch off the mat. So almost like, again, that scorpion's tail. So you're hollowing out your belly to use your core. Now send the hips up toward the ceiling. So we're always finding ways to access our core, our midline, as we do these postures. They're so intertwined, integral to one another. So almost like you're climbing your way up. So you're going to take the left hip bone slightly up toward the ceiling, and then the right. So you're just shifting your weight from left to right. As you go, squeeze one side, then the other. Squeeze and squeeze. Squeeze, so you're just taking one hip up, a little higher than the other. 3, 2, and 1. Come back so that both hip bones are equal. And then send your hips up. Squeeze your buttocks. And then come down halfway. Squeeze it up. Squeeze it up. So find your breath as you inhale. And exhale to lower. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Come all the way down. Great job. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Very gently and slowly. So you're countering what you were just doing in your bridge posture. Creating that different shape that counters what you're just doing. Take a little rock back and forth from side to side if that feels good to do so. And being playful like a child. So on this first night of using, maybe this is the first time you use a strap. Take the strap long, place it in the sole of your feet. Send your feet up toward the ceiling to start. So your knees are not locked, but your legs are long. Now bend your knees and send your kneecaps to your armpits. So this is you. This is called happy laughing baby, right? This is like a baby would do, like when the baby plays with its toes. So if you're able to reach your toes without the strap, that's awesome too. So this can be you too. And then again, being playful like a child would be, you can, with the strap, you hold it toward the edges, you can send that left foot out long, feeling the left inside of the thigh, that right knee is bent, and then sway over to the right side. So the right leg becomes long, the left knee is bent. And then come back again. Or if you can grasp your great toe, you can do the same thing that way. But this should feel really good. It should feel like a really good inner thigh stretch. And then also, as you move from side to side, feeling the spine. Get a little bit of a massage as you move from side to side. Now bring the feet back together and then just keep the right foot in the strap. The left foot's going to come back down. So that right leg is long. We're going to take the right foot toward the crown of the head. I have a gentle bend in my right knee, so I'm not locking it in. I'm going to point and flex that right foot. It should be a wonderful stretch. The backs of the arms can be on the mat. So you're just focusing more on the point and flex of the foot, allowing the shoulder heads to relax. And now we're going to take that left foot out, hover that left foot a couple of inches above the mat. Gently rock your weight slightly over on your right side, so that way you can squeeze your left butt up, then come back onto your back. So now that left butt squeeze, we're extending that left leg, we're kicking out with that left heel. Again, tuck the tailbone slightly under so you're using your core and draw your head toward your knee. Reach and extend with your left arm. We're going to hold that there for 6, 5, so you can go a little higher, 4. So you're using your core, not your neck muscles, 2 and 1, and then come on down. Press that left calf into the mat. You have your blocks, so take your blocks at their tallest points and put them like airplane wings from one hip side to the other. We're going to externally rotate. Take your right leg out towards the right side of your mat, and now you can land your leg on that block. So this should feel really good. I'm gonna just adjust you as you go. So your blocks can be on their tallest point. They can also be on the midway point. And just really, so that's good. So great. So what I want you to do is have your shoulders. I'm gonna hold the strap. Yeah, just relax that. Yeah, perfect. We're gonna land that now. Okay. So just and then keep your strap on your arm. Are you able to straighten out this leg? Okay. Do you feel a little stretch here? Okay, awesome. And T-shape, nice and T-shape. T-shape up that. Let the palm be up. Perfect. Bring your gaze toward your palm. So, yeah. Yeah. Do you feel that? Okay. So that should feel good. It shouldn't be burning. If it hurts, you back off. But the idea is to have both hips on the mat so you can have a nice stretch here. Later, what we're going to do is this leg's going to come over toward her. And you're going to land your left inner ankle onto here. Okay, so that's going to be the next move that we're going to do. So take a good, of course. Take a good deep inhale in. And as you exhale, now start to take that right leg across the body. And then land it. Land your inner ankle right onto the block. So again, you can have it at whatever height you want it to be at so that you get a stretch. Now T-shape out your right arm and let your gaze, so depending on how far over you are, you want that right shoulder head or whatever shoulder you're on. And you want the shoulder head to be resting on the mat. So the palm is up. And you're in this twist, and hopefully it feels good. It doesn't feel too intense. And you're breathing here as you go. Let the belly expand and contract. As it contracts, so on that exhale, you're squeezing the belly in toward one another. That way you're really engaging. Another good breath in and out. Are you able to straighten that leg that's twisted over? And then come on up. Reach up and extend with that right leg. And then let's switch it out. Let's take the left foot into the strap. Sole of that right foot's on the mat now. That right knee is bent. Let's point and flex that left foot and circle the left ankle. We're stretching. You can draw that left foot up toward the crown of the head if you want. And now we're gonna take that right leg long. So we're shooting that right leg out. We're hovering the right leg above the mat. Slightly rock your weight over onto your left butt cheek. And now squeeze your right butt cheek. Now come back onto your back. So now you really engage that right leg. Start to hollow out the belly. So you're tucking the tailbone, sending the pelvis up toward the ceiling, right? As you're kind of like a scorpion's tail. Now reach and extend to find like you're going to touch your right foot with the right hand. Draw the shoulders off the mat. Use your core strength here. We're holding it for 6, 5, 4, 3. See if you go a little higher, 2, and 1. That right calf comes down, your head comes down. Relax your shoulders and externally rotate. Take your left ankle to the block. T-shape out your right arm and let the right shoulder head rest on the mat. Bring your gaze toward the right palm. And breathe. Breathe as you go. You can flex that left foot. So you should feel that left inner thigh. Notice if you're death gripping that strap, just be able to kind of relax your grip enough so that you can relax the shoulder heads. One more good breath in and out. And then we're going to take our left foot up toward the ceiling. We're coming all the way across the body, catching our strap now in our right hand. We're going to land that left leg on a block and T-shape out our left arm. Belly breath. Let the belly expand, and then on the exhale, navel back toward the spine so you're engaging that core. You're making this an active stretch. And then soften it and see if you're able to just breathe into any tight space. One more breath in and out. And then let's draw that left foot up toward the ceiling. Remove the strap as you draw your knees in toward your chest. Take a little rock back and forth from side to side. And then we're going to come into Shavasana. So let's start off though by bending the knees first, then shoot the feet down toward the length of the mat. Take your feet toward the corners of the mat. And then we're going to draw our arms up and over our head. Take your right foot and your left arm. So your opposite hand and opposite foot, take it off the mat. And now like somebody's gently pulling you from your left hand and your right toe. See if you can lengthen that side of the body. And then let it come down and switch it out. Take your left foot off the mat and your right hand off the mat. And see if you can gently pull in the opposite directions and then come down. Swim the hands back down, just like we were doing when we were in Shalambhasana, right? And you can take a little sway of the feet. So fan the feet back and forth and then just let them land where they land. You can take your head and roll it from one side to the other. Then let it land right in the middle. Notice if your shoulders are hunched all the way up toward your earlobes. See if you're able to drop the shoulders and just allow the chest to soften. Then we turn the lights down just a little bit so they're not glaring in your eyes. So make your way into your Shavasana. Come into this final rest and stillness. As you breathe in and out, allowing the body to soften. Giving yourself permission for these last few moments of your practice to melt into the mat. Allowing the temples to soften. Jaw. Softening the shoulders. And the chest. Softening the abdomen. It's done so much work tonight. Notice if you're holding any tension in the hips or buttocks and just allowing that to release. Relaxing the thighs, the calves, the ankles, feeling the rise and the fall of the chest. Noticing the air as it hits the exposed skin. Just being mindful of where you are. Letting that breath anchor you as it has maybe throughout this practice this evening. And then softening your attention to the words of Pema Chodron. Gentle meditation. One of my favorites. Nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. Nothing ever really attacks us except our own confusion. Perhaps there is no solid obstacle except our own need to protect ourselves from being touched. Maybe the only enemy is that we don't like the way reality is now, and therefore we wish it would go away fast. But what we find as practitioners is that nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. If we run 100 miles an hour to the other end of the continent in order to get away from the obstacle, we find the very same problem waiting for us when we arrive. It just keeps returning with new names, forms, manifestations, until we learn whatever it has to teach us about where we are separating ourselves from reality, how we're pulling back instead of opening up, closing down instead of allowing ourselves to experience fully whatever we encounter without hesitating or retreating into ourselves. Nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. Slowly start to make some movement to your fingers and to your toes as we wake the body back up. Rolling yourself over to your right or your left side. And cradle your head in your arm. Just feeling the sensation of holding yourself. Thank you, body, for bringing me to my mat today. For letting me move and breathe and make a connection. And then as you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seat, you keep the eyes closed or the gaze soft. You can sit on a block or both blocks. I'm sitting on two tonight. Let the body be tall. Hands can be in your lap. You can bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Feel the aliveness of the heart being behind the hand. Feel the belly expand like a balloon and then contract. You know that you're right here where you're supposed to be. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace. Peace to ourselves. Kind words that we say to ourselves, to others. Peace. Om Shanti Swarupaha Aham. Let me remove my ego so that peace can happen. Inhaling in. As we exhale, let's bow together. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me tonight. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you to those on Zoom as well. Have a great night. Day 13. Thank you. We'll see y'all tomorrow for day 14 for this one.